Hi, I'm Alan SoCal, and I am reviewing two items together because they're related in that they're both thermometer type devices. The one on the left, my left, your right. Well, you're not always right, but in this case, you're right. Uh, this is a meat thermometer, and specifically, it's the Jamber food thermometer. And of course, it's a digital product. And to the right is a digital thermometer for aquariums. Of course, this is something you might use to take the temperature of fish that you're cooking. And this is something you definitely don't want to cook your fish here. I've got an aquarium downstairs, a freshwater aquarium, and I got in some pH, temperature, parts per million metering devices about a month ago, and I reviewed those. I was going to review this along with that equipment, but it didn't happen because that equipment on its own was not very intuitive. Well, the thermometer side of it was, but the pH and parts per million, I had to work on that a bit. Anyway, what I wanted to say is that with almost every device that I've been reviewing over the past couple of weeks that's a metering device, because most of those items have been inexpensive, I look to them as relative indicators of what is. And when I say that, let me get a bit more specific. I did some temperature testing. I have a commercial probe thermometer type device, and I used that stainless steel probe along with the meter itself, in which I plugged in my probe cable line. And off I went, and I measured the temperature of my aquarium. In fact, I did it again this evening just to make sure that it wasn't a fluke that this all occurred. Anyway, the aquarium meter and the meat thermometer, both of those I weighed against again, a commercial thermometer device. Let's start with the aquarium thermometer. It's going under the brand name AIK and then a capital TRYEE. In my world of linguistics, that would be AIK Trai. That's the best I can do right now. And it's a fish tank thermometer. And here's what I can tell. Yeah, it is. I will tell you the price point was $4 when I reviewed this, and it hasn't changed much. I rounded up maybe by a penny. This is definitely an economy device. $4 in today's economy. It's not very much money for anything that measures anything. What sort of clued me to the fact that this might not be as absolutely laboratory accurate as I would have wanted is that they sell these in 4-packs where you can get 4 of these in a group, and I think it's a little over $3 and a little under $4 for 4 at a time. This device here, the meat thermometer, when I started this, I think it was $14, and it still is. Price point is $14 over here. So let's get back to the fish thermometer, the aquarium thermometer. Using my reasonably accurate commercial temperature sensing device, I put this and this into a water solution of a specific temperature. And what I came up with was the meter said you are at 83 degrees, and that's the meter I believed. The meat thermometer said, I'll take your 83 and I'll make it 84.7. Now that's, for a meat thermometer, normally you wouldn't even eat any proteins until they're up into what? The 140s up to the 180s, 170s. So at the low end, it wasn't that accurate. But let me tell you where this guy was. When the meter said 83, the Aquarium Thermometer, are you ready for this? 86.9. So we're talking about 5-degree difference, easy. That's too much because I've got a tank with one beta, and then some neons, various tetras, neon tetras. I've got some, I think they're platies, 2 large red-orange platies, larger than the other specimens. The betta likes it warm. In fact, they're tropical fish, so my understanding is I want to be between 78 and 82. If I were to use and go by this device, those fish would freeze to death. So I just knew this wasn't going to work. And then I went back tonight, and this was actually 4 degrees higher than my meter and the meat thermometer. I stuck that in the water too. But again, the low end is not what this is built for. So I lost my faith in this totally. I'm going to end up giving this probably 2 stars because it's nothing more to me than a relative measuring device. But when it comes to the aquarium, I've got to be within a degree at least. I mean, that's quite a bit, but at least a degree of accurate. And I can get that from my pH and parts per million meters. I have 2 of them. The one that checks solids in the water, not the pH meter, but the temperature and parts per million meter. And they look like sticks. You stick them in. It was very accurate, within a degree of my my commercial temperature meter. So this is a 2-star device. I could tell you all about it, but I'm not recommending you get this. So maybe I got a bad one. I mean, you know, it's got Fahrenheit and centigrade, and you can switch back and forth. But that didn't help the fact that it was highly inaccurate.